Hello students, I'm your English teacher Manpreet Kaur, and in this video lesson we are going to learn about the usage of various stylistic devices. Okay, so this is section D, that is suggestions for effective writing. So as you know that creative writing is a very important part of your exam. You have to write your composition, you have to write letters, you have to write a notice, email, and you have to write your answers of the passage, comprehension passage. So most of the work deals with your writing. Now over here we must know first of all that before we think of writing an essay, one thing should be clear in the mind, that we are writing it for the reader to read it. It must be attractive, it must be it must be able to keep the reader intact. So a composition must be a good composition so that the reader is interested in your composition or any writing from the beginning till the end. And moreover, as it's given here that you do not learn how to write a composition overnight. Okay, this is a continuous process. So with practice you can write better. Now here they are talking about the stylistic devices. You know very well, when you will be reading, when you sometimes read your literature, you read the prose, you read the poetry, you feel that how nicely, how well it is being written, because the writers, the poets, they make the use of stylistic devices in their writing. And we must also practice in such a way that we improve our writing skills. We try to add in some of the devices which makes the essay or any writing look good. So the first one comes alliteration. Alliteration is point number 1, which is given here. Now alliteration means the repetition of a consonant sounds. Now dear students, you just mark here the consonant sounds. Okay, so the first of all you should know that the sounds are important. Okay, not the first first letter of the word, not the first letter of the word, but the sound, which is important. So whenever a consonant sound is repeated, you say it as alliteration. Okay, so for example, which is given, you will never put a better bit of butter on your knife. So here you can see b sound is repeated. Okay, so in this way you can use alliteration as a stylistic device in writing your composition. Then the next one, which is here, is euphemism. Now euphemism, it is the way of saying something in a positive way. Even if something you feel which is wrong, but you have to speak it in a positive way. Okay, so for example, you just check under euphemism. You are in prime health, you really are, you know. That's a euphemism for saying that you are fat. So if you say somebody that you are fat, okay, so it looks a little offensive. Okay, it doesn't look nice. So the positive way of saying is you are in prime of your health, you really are, you know. So this is the method which you have to use when you put forward your arguments or when you write your essays. You should not write something offensive regarding anything. Okay, so you should always be very, very positive. So after reading your essay, the reader feels like that yes, you are a positive person. Then the third one is the irony. So what is an irony? It refers to the use of words to convey the opposite of what the word actually mean. Okay, so it is usually a statement or situation where the meaning is contradicted by the appearance or presentation of the ideas. It derives from the Greek feigned ignorance. It is a kind of winking at each other as well. All understand the game of meaning reversal that is being played. So what is irony? It is something, if you say something, if you write something, okay, but it gives the opposite meaning. For example, um, if you are listening to a speech, okay, and the speech goes very long, so after the speech is over, you will just ask your friend sitting beside you, you will say, oh, the speech was very short, isn't it? So when you say the speech is very short, the speech was very short, the friend sitting beside you will understand that yes, you are just saying it in a sarcastic manner. The speech was not actually short, but it was long. So you're just winking, making fun. So, but the person to whom you are saying the speech is very short, the person understands that no, it means the speech was very long. Okay, so in this way you can use the irony while you write. Irony is divided into 3 categories. Okay, so each one so 3 types of irony, that is the verbal, situational and dramatic irony. Okay, dramatic irony is being used many times when you read a drama or a story. Okay, so these are 3 categories of the irony. You can just go through it and each one examples are given, so this will be easier for you to understand. Then 4th one is a metaphor. Now a metaphor is a figure of speech in which an implied comparison is made between 2 unlike things that actually have something in common. So I'm sorry, I'm just talking about metaphor only, but I would like to talk about metaphor and simile altogether. Okay, now metaphor and simile, at the bottom of the page you can see the difference also is given between the metaphor and the simile, because metaphor and simile both are the ways of making the comparisons. Okay, metaphor means comparison, simile also means comparison, but the difference is in metaphor you are comparing the thing without using the words as or like, but in simile you use the words as or like. In metaphor, under metaphor, in 3rd line you say, love is a rose. Love is a rose means you are saying love rose hai. The qualities of a rose are there as the qualities of love. Okay, but in simile you can say love is like a rose or love is as a rose. Under simile, 2nd line, you can see it is introduced by the words like, as or like, the simile. So this is only the difference between the metaphor and a simile. 1 or 2 examples of metaphor I would like to read. The streets were a furnace, the sun an executioner, but my heart is a lonely hunter that hunts on a lonely hill. So these are metaphors. That is, the comparison is being made, the direct comparison. Then the simile, he was like a cock who thought the sun had risen to hear him crow. So you can see here the word like is used for making a comparison. Now, life is like an onion. You peel it off one layer at a time and sometimes you weep. Okay, so like word is used here, so this is a simile. Now the 6th point, pun. So pun is a humorous play on a word or words with the same sound to suggest different meanings. Okay, pun means a humorous use of words in a funny way. So I'll just pick up first of all one example. When it rains, it pours. Okay, now this is advertising slogan for common salt that does not absorb moisture when it rains. बारिश होने की वजह से जो salt है usually it catches the moisture और वो अपनी जो पाउडर्ड फॉर्म में है वो नहीं रहता. ओके, बट ओवर हियर दिस इज एन एडवर्टाइजमेंट फॉर कॉमन सॉल्ट दैट इट डज नॉट absorb moisture. So the slogan is, when it rains it pours. Okay, so this is a kind of a funny play of words. So this is called a pun. Look deep into our rice. So this is a slogan of bakery. Notice that our eyes and our rice almost sound the same. So already we read that here there is a play of word with the same sound. Okay, but it suggests the different meaning. Instead of look deep into our eyes, it is look deep into our rice, means our bakery products. Okay, so this is how you can make use of pun, that is the humorous play of words with the same sound to suggest different meanings. So underneath you can see the next paragraph under pun. You can see Jonathan Swift, who wrote Gulliver Travels. So he has given one of a definition of pun. So he says it's an art of harmonious jingling upon words which, passing in at the ears, excites a titillary motion in those parts, and this being conveyed by the animal spirits into the muscles of the faces raises the cockles of the heart. So after listening to anything which is having pun, it makes us laugh. Now the next highlighted point you can see, write with a pencil. Okay, so write with a pencil is whenever you are making a rough draft, you must use your pencil, because pencil will teach us to do mistakes and then erase the mistakes. Okay, but the pen you cannot erase. Okay, so pencil gives you a chance to make a mistake and to erase it, but if you write with the pen, then that becomes something permanent. So always whenever you do planning, first of all you have to start writing with a pencil. Next, write legibly. So whatever you write, it must be clearly understood by the readers. Okay, so there are some suggestions. Make your full stops clear. Make capital letters about twice as high as the small ones. Cross the letter T and dot the letters I and J neatly. Okay, sometimes we try to write T but we do not cross it and it looks like L. And sometimes we even forget to write, put a dot over this I and J. So do not put unnecessary tails on letters. कई बार बहुत ज़्यादा curve कर देते हैं. Okay, we write in a much cursive writing. Sometimes our N letter also looks like M. Okay, that is M letter. Then form individual letters accurately. Okay, write every letter very accurately and leave appropriate space between the words. So students, I hope that you will revise this carefully and surely you will improve your writing skills. Okay, so keep practicing, keep working. Thank you. Have a nice day.